And after the fitness, this is my favorite part of Expresso on a Friday because I am a car fanatic. It's normally Gavin and Chiro in this morning, but it's just Gavin this morning as Chiro is away at the launch of the new BMW M5. I must say it's a tough life.
It is a tough life.
And good morning,
Thanks
welcome.
a lot, Chiro. Yeah, morning, Liesl. Yeah.
Where are we going to start?
Let's start off with
Can we
Saturn.
just bat Chiro for being away?
Absolutely. Yeah. Now my anger's subsiding.
Okay.
Yeah, the sat nav is becoming more and more popular in cars, but a lot of people just use the apps like a TomTom or whichever app for their cell phones.
Nokia's coming out with one. Nokia's got the Nokia Drive.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you down. Oh, there you go. And you download the app, and obviously you usually get German robots telling you where to go. But they've thought, well, let's make the voices more interesting, and they went to the very extreme ends of the interesting spectrum, and they got voices from The Simpsons, one of my favourite TV shows of all times. So you can now have Homer, Marge, or the wonderful Mr. Burns.
And my voice.
And you can even get yours.
You
should get a guest slot on The Simpsons as well.
I should, yeah.
Just to complete the loop. Yeah, that would be great. So
you could have my voice directing you as well.
That would be wonderful. Yeah, I mainly do anyway, but yeah. All right. And then Subaru, I'm a big fan of Subaru.
Don't you drive one?
I do drive one, yeah. And they've continued their adventures into pointless cars recently with the launch of the new XV.
But listen, this XV looks amazing.
Do you think it looks
amazing? I haven't driven
amazing?
it yet.
Yeah.
It's very compact and...
For me, it's basically a fatter, taller version of a car we all loved, which was the Subaru Impreza.
I'm going to debate this one with you.
Yes, which is good. I'm glad there will be... I'm sure there are people out there who absolutely love it. But I just think that since Subaru withdrew from the World Rally Championship, which was obviously a financial decision, they just seem to have lost their roots a bit. And they seem to be listening more to sort of focus groups in Russia than to people like me who love the brand. So,
but it's an SUV, it's off-road.
Yes, it is, yeah. And I mean, it looks a bit like the old Pontiac Aztek, which was voted the most ugliest car in the world. But maybe I'm just being very biased towards it. But I do love my own Subaru.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the XV. So they're gonna sell thousands of those in North America. So we shouldn't feel too sorry for them.
And a few thousand in South Africa.
Yeah, let's hope so.
There's lots of Subaru fans here.
There are, especially in Cape Town, I've noticed. I think.
And along the West Strand and East Strand in Johannesburg.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm from the East Strand. Yeah, no, absolutely.
The safety awards. What happened there?
Well, yeah, the NCAP awards. I mean, I'm sure all of our viewers will be familiar with it. It's basically where the Europeans smash cars into each other, into walls and whatever, to see which is the safest. Sounds like a lot of fun. And there's some surprises actually. But the one is the safest small off-road you can buy. Off-road car is the Audi Q3, which is a wonderful car. So yeah, very happy about that.
That's a nice one.
A surprise here, and it's a pleasant surprise because we've reviewed both these cars on the show: the Chevy Aveo and the Chevy Sonic. They're the safest super minis you can buy. Small family car, the Ford Focus, which I've known has always been renowned for its safety.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
Small MPV, Mercedes B-Class, and the large family car, no surprises here, the Volvo V60. So they're still the torchbearers for safety worldwide.
They've been bearing that torch for years
since they began, since day one, yeah.
I think that was their payoff line, the safest car on the road at one stage.
And they said, drive it like you hate it. I remember it was one of their older ads. Yeah, because they really are. They're indestructible and incredibly safe, yeah.
And then the next car we're chatting about, its name is Mini, but the one we're going to be reviewing should actually be changed. It's the Mini Countryman. Yes, nothing Mini about that.
There's nothing Mini about it at all. I mean, a few weeks ago, Chiro and I were discussing how the world of off-roading had generally gone a bit mad because Maserati had brought out their Q-Bang and Mini was on the verge of winning the Dakar Rally, which is unbelievable. And subsequently, they have won the Dakar Rally with a Mini Countryman. Now, I must point out the Mini Countryman I have parked outside is about as genetically close to the one that won the Dakar as I'm genetically close to a fruit bat. So
or just batty.
Yeah, exactly, absolutely. But this Mini Countryman road-going version, as you said, it's the only four-door Mini available. So as a result, it's a bit heftier than the others. I mean, let's not try to be polite. It's a bit of a tuck box. Yeah.
It is, but it's got lots of space.
It does have lots of space.
And you've got nice roof racks, so I can put a kayak on there, I can put a bike, I can lower the seats.
And the one thing about it is if you do want a four-door Mini, but you must don't be fooled by its off-roady looks because it is still a front-wheel drive Mini unless you buy the All-4, which is
you do get the All-4.
The All-4, which is a four-wheel drive in the same way, I guess, that Wigan Athletic is a football team, which is not really. It'll still be a front-wheel drive until it feels the front wheel slipping. It'll send power to the back to get you out of those kind of tricky situations. So, if you really are, because I know Mini Mini acolytes. They have to have a Mini. So if you get to that stage of life where you think, I've got kids, I absolutely need 4 doors for convenience, and you want to buy a Mini, this is probably the best move that you can make. And it obviously shares the platform with the BMW X1, so it is a lot longer and taller than the other Minis. And as a result, I spoke about the Mini Coupe a few weeks ago, and that's just so much fun around a track. I mean, the word go-kart is a cliche, but they really are. And this one, obviously, being a bit bigger, the body's a bit less taut, so it does feel a bit more wallowy in the corners, and also because you're sitting higher up.
I wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah, you don't feel as confident going quickly into a corner. But having said that, I took it quickly through a few corners yesterday evening, and I was absolutely shocked about how well it handled. So, you know, it's still a brilliantly handling car, which is what Mini's trademark is.
Of course.
So yeah, so I was very pleasantly surprised by it.
And now I want to ask you, because
yes.
it's a question I always get.
Yes.
Tall person in the Mini. How were you for space?
I was great for space. You
didn't have to cut the roof off?
No, absolutely. I mean, I've driven the Fiat 500 before, and I actually kind of sit like a dog with my head to one side. So yeah, so no, but this is completely different. And in the other Minis, you do feel that you're very, very close to the roof. In this one, being taller, you feel very comfortable. Yeah, and you do sit higher up in the car. But yeah, really, and you know, there's some things stylistically about it I'm not wild about. I would personally buy a Golf R, but I'm becoming a broken record on that. I just keep recommending that car to everyone because this one is at 409,000 Rand. It's not cheap, and it's about the same price as the Golf R, which I think is all the car you need. But as I said, if you're a Mini fan and a Mini acolyte, and there's thousands and millions of them out there, and you just simply have to have a Mini, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this.
Well, I'll tell you what, why don't you take me for a spin quickly?
Absolutely.
Around the block.
Okay, no
Thanks
problem.
for the chat. While
Sure.
we go do that, it's time for breakfast with our other presenter, Bob, also with Leanne and Kia and Kat. Over to you guys. Stay with Expresso and SABC3.